Hello, all of you glue-eating contrarian cockroaches. My name is Eliza motherfucking Pancakes, and we are with another edition of What's in the Fucking Bag. Tonight's dejected loser, special guest queen, is eliminated queen Fortuna Cookie. Ooh. I'm sure this episode will be just as boring as listening to Grandma and Grandpa's stories about the good old days. So, change the channel if you want. Hello, all you basement-dwelling, subterranean hemorrhoidal cockroaches of the internet. I am Eliza motherfucking Pancakes, and once again, I am here presenting What's in the Fucking Bag with yet another loser from Morgan's Drag Race. Tonight's guest will be none other than Fortuna Cookie. But I can understand if you want to change the channel to something more important, like a documentary on fisting. Fortuna Cookie, I'd say thank you for being here, but it's not like you have very many other places to be right now. I mean, you're annoying and loud and preachy, so I don't really think you get very many bookings here in 2020. Well, Eliza, I think you just kind of described yourself with those last ones. But, I did have some gigs, and they're on hold till later. Honestly, really, good for you, Fortuna. Good for you. I imagine that crowd just cannot wait to see your rendition of Connie Chung, or Margaret Cho, or whoever it was you're going to do for Snatch Game. Shut up! Don't spoil it! So, anyway, let's talk about why you're here. You were eliminated in episode 5, Snatch Game. Very important episode in a series of Drag Race families. It's really the be-all, end-all of the show, and it really kind of determines what fucking queen is going to win and who's going to lose. Like, really. And you chose Tila Tequila out of all those Asian personalities out there, even the two I had mentioned earlier. Why is that? Well, Eliza, when I initially thought of portraying Tila Tequila, I just remember how fun and perky and sexy she was back in the day. Yeah, that was like 15 years ago. Yeah, I know, but then I saw like her recent posts and things like that, and how she's kind of crazy. And I thought maybe I could just incorporate both of that into my Snatch Game, and it would be funny, because that obviously worked in your favor, right?
Now, sashay away.
Why do you think you lost Snatch Game, Fortuna Cookie? I mean, you didn't just lose. You got in the bottom, and you got sent the fuck home. Why is that? Well, I mean, it's like we already discussed, like, I compared the two different versions of Tila Tequila and tried putting them together, and I guess it worked in my mind, but when I tried doing it on the Snatch Game, it just kind of didn't really work in my advantage. Oh, so you're sure you don't want to just blame the edit on this one? Say, oh, it actually was really good, but the editors made me look like shit. You sure you don't want to do that? Because, people at home are stupid. They're not going to know any difference. No, actually, I think, I should have just picked a funnier celebrity. Okay, alright, let's put our money where our mouth is. If you didn't choose Tila Tequila for Snatch Game, who the hell would you have been? You obviously must have had a backup plan. Let's hear it. Okay, I didn't want to go here, but you asked, so I'll tell you. I was going to be George Takei. Just straight up George Takei. Wow, not even in drag, no makeup? You're just gonna, be a gay old man for Snatch Game. I'm not really sure how that would have translated well onto the big screen, kind of like how most people probably can't translate what you're saying right now anyway, so they're watching with subtitles. Yeah, I really wish I would have gone with my original concept. I think that George Takei would have been a funnier Snatch Game, even if, like you said, it was kind of controversial because old man in drag. So, enough about Snatch Game. Let's talk about the real reason you're here. Let's discuss what's in the bag. We'll glance over here at these three not entirely hideous dresses and talk about them and your inspirations behind them and what you were intending to use them for, starting with this very vintage looking 80s one. Now, Fortuna, tell me, what was the inspiration behind this dress? When were you going to wear this? I think that was going to be for like the Snowball. I think it's the one after Snatch Game or the one after it. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's probably why you got eliminated. And, you know, because it's basically supposed to be a snow-themed runway, I think, if I remember. Spoilers. And, you know, I like blue. Really? You wear an awful lot of red for someone who likes blue. Shut up, Eliza. And anyway, yeah, so, you know, the blue snow hat, the blue dress, the blue gloves, the tights, the boots. Yeah, I mean, it's just all really comes together like a snow queen. Yeah, I'm getting old lady who shops at Savers with this look. I mean, the colors are pretty, but it doesn't really scream snow glamour to me. It kind of just looks like, oh, I need to throw something on so I can run to the red box for 5 minutes. This dress here, I actually don't hate. It looks kind of like something like a Black Widow would wear. I'm guessing it's very Tokyo Rose inspired, or, I don't know, you know, 10 Little Indians inspired, or, you know, some kind of murder mystery, some BBC type of drama inspired. What was the inspiration behind this, Fortuna? Well, this dress was going to be on the reading or the book challenge, which, oh, that one's the one after Snatch Game. Yeah, so I was going to wear this for my runway and book presentation. And it was basically just like, you know, I'm executive, but I'm also in mourning because my book was going to be a drama, kind of just like telling real things, because there's sadness that happens in people's lives and happiness. Yeah, see, what I'm seeing here, Fortuna, is a lot of BS. Like, I know the theme of the challenge is executive realness, and this doesn't really look executive. Well, I mean, the dress looks executive. Okay, but the veil, come on. That veil, you would not wear that at a board meeting. You wouldn't wear the gloves. Maybe the dress. It doesn't really look business attire though, really. You know, I just gotta say, Fortuna, this hat is sending me places. Like, I was not expecting to see a Black Widow type funeral mourning veil with a executive book launch businesswoman suit challenge. Like, it just throws me off. Like, why is it there? Well, you know, Eliza, it looked better in my head. I'm just gonna flat out admit it. It looked better in my head. I thought that I wanted to stand out and do something different for my runway and my book presentation. I just thought it was professional looking, but it wasn't boring. Well, I think you would definitely stand out on that, just not in the right way, because you would have been in the bottom. So, but I do like the dress for on its own. It just doesn't meet the challenge. I mean, and I hate the gloves. I absolutely hate the gloves. But I like everything else. Even the hat. I could see wearing the hat at a special occasion, just not a book launch. Now, moving on, our last dress. Let's talk about that. This dress here is fucking gorgeous. I mean, it's that deep shade of gold and the gold like, I didn't even notice that little touch before. That gold looks like a cat bracelet and this little gold trimmed watch, and I'm guessing the heels are gold, silk inlay and the lace. I love it. I love everything about this dress. What would you done for the hair? I probably would have worn my hair maybe in a beehive do. Oh, that's different. I could get behind that. See, the inspiration though behind this was like my mom. She met my dad a million years ago, and that was the look back then. And I kind of wanted to combine the look of her wedding dress with the look of when she met, which was the big fancy, of course, because we're drag queens, of course, the beehive wig would have been huge and not just a standard beehive. Oh, right. So kind of like what Bag of Trash would probably wear. Yeah, kind of like that, only less trashy. So this dress, what was it for? I would have worn this at the finale if I had made it that far as one of the top 3. This would have been my garb of choice. I gotta say, Fortuna, this whole outfit, this whole concept, I'm really digging it. I can see the hair perfectly, and I can almost see the makeup perfectly that would go with it, like maybe a little light pink, maybe a touch of, sunrise or sunset eyeshadow. This dress, it just screams regal, it screams royalty, and I think that fits you perfectly. It's just a shame that we didn't get to see you wear it because, you fucked up on Snatch Game. At any rate, we're almost out of time, so I'm going to wrap the show up. And do you have any parting words for us, Fortuna Cookie? This was the worst interview I've ever been in. Well, now you know how I feel interviewing shit queens all day. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Join me next week as Kirk Cameron and Melissa Joan Hart lure atheists into an intervention. Ooh.